Knockout legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So I've just finished watching the face-off between Berterbiev versus Bivol 2, and Steve Bunce was in it, and he said that he did the same thing as before as what he did with the Usyk and Fury fight, and he plays like the highlights and then asks questions. But I found Steve Bunce, some of the questions he asked were a bit stupid, because not because both of the guys don't speak the best of English, because I think they do speak pretty good English, but they're very closed off, introverted characters, and they're very stoic, so they don't like to give too much away, even in anything that they say. And there's no excuses on either end. There's no bravado. There's no how can I put it? There's no emotion. There's nothing there. It's just, this is the next thing that's got to be done, and this is what's going to get done. Some of the answers though were like brilliant one-liners, but I actually have a little bit of a affinity for Berterbiev, because you can see even behind his stoicism he has a personality and he laughs. And something he said was pretty kind of succinct in the actual face-off. He said that if Bivol had won, he wouldn't have given Berterbiev the rematch, and Bivol didn't say anything. And I actually believe, based off his behaviour and what he said, it's true. So maybe there is a little bit of bad blood already from before this, because they've already fought before in the Russian, I think, Olympic teams, and when they were doing like the sparring and stuff. So they've met before, because I've actually seen an interview before with Berterbiev, and he said, Bivol, he knows what it is. He knows. So it indicates that they've had like rounds before with each other, and he may have actually got the better of him. So he was confident coming into the first fight that he had the measure of him, But obviously, professional to amateur is different. Things change and people change. But I also got the impression, based off like the questions that Bunce was asking and the responses like by Bivol knows he lost, but Bivol knows he has to improve on his mistakes and what he did, and probably be a little bit more aggressive and not fight on the back foot as much to push Art back. But because it was Art's first time going over I think 6 rounds and going into 12 rounds, on some of the highlights you could actually see that the cornermen were having to hype him up and say, you're not tired, no one can beat you. And then obviously his second win kicked in, and then he did what he needed to do. But I wouldn't say it was an easy fight for Berterbiev, but I do think Berterbiev's work was the more cleaner, powerful, damaging work. And at times Bivol did throw them shots that was pushing him back, and I think that's probably the best opponent that Berterbiev's ever faced. Out of all the opponents he's fought, you can tell based off, the punishment he took. I think the only other person that took him to that limit was RIYAD, because RIYAD gave him some of that work as well, and it kind of got into a kind of slugfest. And at times when he was getting peppered, his guard was actually doing him well, but you could see that, the pressure. But he had to reset himself and then go again, and like when he has his opportunities, take his chances, and that's what he did. And you could see it all the way through the highlights. The only thing that Berterbiev said that was where he was a little bit uneasy or unsure was because of the 12 rounds and he'd not been there. He wasn't sure if he'd actually done enough to win the fight based off the point system, and obviously because he's never done 12 rounds before, he always takes out his opponents. But in the fight, you could actually see there was moments where he may have actually took Bivol out, but Bivol's superior defensive skills and survival skills kicked in, where, he did enough to actually survive the onslaught and move and back off and fight on the back foot. But anyway, if you get the chance to watch it, it's on TNT Sports, the face-off, Berterbiev and Bivol 2. It's pretty interesting, and even though you get like very closed answers off both fighters, you kind of get an insight into the personalities. You can see with Berterbiev, he's confident. Bivol is more having to actually humble himself, but actually find something within himself to actually push through to try and win the next fight. So maybe he saw something in what he's done to actually improve on and just improve on himself. But me personally, I still believe that Berterbiev's going to do what he needs to do to win the fight, and I think he's going to win it. I don't know if it's going to be a clear victory, but I wouldn't be surprised if this time he does actually knock him out, if Bivol decides to go and headhunt for him and he trades with him. Then it gets into a slugfest. But hey, for us fans, it's going to be a great fight either way if that happens, because we're going to get the best of both. So anyway, what are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe. And that is another one from the one and only Knockout Legends. Peace.